Hello and welcome to day 13 of Adventures in Tarot Casting for the month of October 2025, or whenever you are seeing this video. This is my casting sticker book, Casting Stages, and we are halfway almost through the month. So today we are working with the transformation, and that's what this one looks like, and this is the spread. Here's, as always, my page to give you an example of what you could write on your own if you're creating your own book. So this sticker, actually, I drew it as a way to come to terms with parts of my life that I was shedding. And this was actually done during, I want to say, my tower year, when I just felt so uncomfortable with my own skin and who I was, and just needing a big shift, transformation. That's why there's a snake in here and a deer, because these are my animals that the snake, I was born in the year of the fire snake, and then I did all the eyes to kind of ward off any evil eye, and then the deer shape is kind of like my animal, and then the meat suit that we're literally sometimes have to pull apart, maybe you can relate in knowing what it feels like to be just uncomfortable in your own skin. And so this spread helps come to terms with that, helps us, discard or shed who we were in order to make room for who we are becoming. We have 3 placements. So this is another one that I revisited, because again, if you had this sticker from a couple years ago or even from a few months back, there was it was just a bunch of placements on it, whereas I got rid of that and I did 3 very intentional placements, and then we have 6 little tiles off to the side, which we will use. You can use tiny Lenormand, tiny tarot, you can use runes, crystals, anything that you like in your practice, you can use for these placements. As always, what I share and what I show is just the way I use it, and it's just a suggestion. I'm using the Quiet Rebel Tarot with the Quiet Rebel Oracle today for the Oracle card and the Tarot cards, and then my Sawyer's Lenormand tiny tiles for the sides. I really love the way that these 2 decks pair with each other, and actually Thurman, who is the creator of this, has a Kickstarter right now for a 3rd deck in this collage-based series. That is Braxton. You'll hear him in the background. So this in itself, like I said, you can follow my prompts or do your own thing. So we're going to go with the first placement here. We're going to use a Oracle card. The reason most of my Oracle card placements are round is because my Nature Portals is a round deck, so it's kind of reminding me that this is supposed to be an Oracle card. But again, it could be whatever you want. So this first one is the primal, the energy, the core. This is the root, that is the catalyst for the metamorphosis. And we have the cosmic joke, humor. So this could be many things. I love that the root for the energy, for the catalyst, is the cosmic joke, because isn't that what life sometimes feels like, is just a giant cosmic joke? And if we're feeling like maybe we're the butt end of all the jokes, and it's time for a reassessment and a reevaluation. But we can do it in a humorous process, is what this is saying. Like, it's almost like, hey, none of us get out of here alive, so why are we making such a big deal out of everything? We need to shed those parts of us that are really holding on and go ahead and dance a little, laugh, sing, do something. So then we have the 2 card placements, and I have one this way and one this way. And the first one that's on its side is the stagnant energy. And this is the part that's no longer contributing to our growth. This is what needs to be cast aside. And for that one, we have the hustler, the magician, the bag of tricks, you know, things that are not serving us anymore is the hustle, is the just exhausting ourselves to the point of, okay, we did that. Now we got to do this to make ends meet, you know, like just constantly showing up with our proverbial bag of tricks, you know. And that could really be why we're feeling like it's a cosmic joke, because it's like once you finish one project, another one just shows up because maybe the goalposts have been moved, or maybe it's just like you feel like you can never get ahead and you're tired of having to adapt like this magician does for every single changing scenario, right? And so now the emerging, so this is what's coming out of us, right? This is what we are being guided to become, our new self, our next adventure. And it's the flamethrower, the Page of Wands. And look at that. I love that it's like a small child doing some new moves. They all kind of seem like they're part of like a circus act. But what is emerging is this new passion. We are going to set the world ablaze, right? The Page of Wands, this is the flamethrower. It's the one that's like, you know what? I'm here to incite. I'm here to excite, you know? And so with the tarot, or tiny tiles on the sides, the hands, if you will, these are the things that are used in conjunction to help us make this happen, to help us say goodbye to the old, which is the hustler, and say hello to the new, which is the flamethrower. Because we know that what is the catalyst for this is just the world is a cosmic joke. So why shouldn't we show up and start some shit? So we have 4 and 5, and we have mice and rider. And so these two placements, they pair down here. That's tearing. These are the energies to help remove the stubborn bits, and sometimes by force if necessary. And with that, we see the message of all the little problems, right? So the mice, it's like whatever that is that's been gnawing away, the rider shows up and says, okay, we've gotten the message received. This is what's going to start the tearing. This is the cosmic joke being like, oh, now I get the joke. And so that's what starts to eat at us, what starts to tear at us. So we get to start to pull it apart, right? And then the peeling, which are these two, 6 and 7, these energies help to peel back layers to get to our core. And we have the birds and the clouds. And I think that these layers show up as unknown anxiety, you know, and so when maybe you start to feel anxious and you don't understand the cause, that's the peeling. Those are the energies that are helping to peel back to get to the layers. Because whenever I know when I feel anxious, I want to get to the root of the cause. I want to peel that back. I want to understand what it is that is making me constantly hustle, or making me constantly revert to my old patterns, my old bag of tricks, you know. And so then freeing these two up here, these energies help make room for the new. They help guide with a fresh perspective. And we have the stork and the tower. And right away, I see that we are migrating to something bigger, that this next chapter is something bigger than we could even imagine. I love that the sun just popped up. Like, yes, that we are going for something that is just bigger than we could even, you know, maybe our plans were small, but the flamethrower is showing up and saying, hey, get out of this cycle. This cycle is stagnant. You have to think bigger. And we are moving towards that. We are leveling up, you know. So that is how I perceive this spread. That is how I like to use this spread. You could use all oracle cards if you really enjoy that in your practice. Like I said, you could use runes here, crystals, whatever. Let me know if you've used this sticker and what epiphanies, if any, that you've had. All right, we're going to shuffle and see who we are working with tomorrow. pile is getting thinner. This is fun though. I've been really enjoying this series. I might continue to do it on my Patreon after October. And tomorrow we are working with time changes. I love that the snake from this one is now the snake around the time. Like I said, they are all kind of flowing into each other, aren't they? So again, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Let people know who are into tarot and divination and just curious, or maybe like a little reading about, and tell your friends. And I will see you in all the places, and I'll see you here tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.